Hi and welcome to January 2025 Patreon rewards video. Today I'm just gonna go through this rewards, and I'm gonna be going over some of the sketches that I'm going to be sending. So this month I'm gonna be dropping a lot of lessons on pecs, on drawing the muscles of the pecs, the shoulders, studying them, how to construct them, that sort of thing. And the first video was already dropped on Patreon, and so the reward is going to be in part the PSD files for that lesson. So for example, this is a sketch that I drew in that lesson. And then here is, and also these are the JPEGs that will be received by everybody, but there's going to be a PSD file with all this stuff so that you could go through them yourself. But this is a drawing I did over some roughs talking about shoulders and muscles and construction of the hips and things like that. Here's some more, the construction of the hips and things like that. So there was a lesson already dropped earlier last month that went over all this torso stuff, this construction of the torso. In the video, I go a little bit, do like a little bit of a review of it, so that you can, and then I construct the pecs and the shoulders on top of that. And here's an example of how what a bad copy looks like, and then here's an example of a better copy. It's not a perfect copy, but it's better than this, right? So I'm just saying, don't be sloppy. Put your hard pants on, and when you're doing a study, try to really capture the study. All right, so this month's postcard is this pretty guy. This is one of those drawings that I did without any underdrawing. And once again, I had a little bit of reference on the side that I used as a bouncing off point, just to give me something to draw. And then I just went off and did my own thing. From that, I over exaggerated it. Like I really wanted to like really push that skull. Like there's something, I've done it in my sketchbook too. I love the really long look. Like it looks really cool if you just stretch out that skull. It makes it look so gaunt and cool. There's something about this shape. I really like it. So that's what I was doing here. It's under the theme of Memento Mori, remember your death, remember thou art mortal, that sort of thing. That is very stoic, but also was adopted by Catholicism. The winner of this postcard is Lynn. Lynn, you won. Once again, this postcard, it's not as sweet or nice as some of the other ones that you've won, but it's kind of like but again, it's meant to take you to a more contemplative space. So let's go over these are the sketches from the sketchbook. So now, last month I gave everybody a lot of the sketches that were from my concept art class, and then around this time, I was coming up with I was trying to write a comic. As you can tell, if you're following me, I started a lot of comics, and then I hit dead ends, or things just happen. This one, what ended up happening to this one, by the way, if you really must know, I was perfectly happy with where it was going. I was writing it off the cuff. I finished. It was 20 pages. It was pretty much roughed out and ready to go. All I needed to do was tighten it up, and that's where the trouble began. I had roughed it out. I showed it to Richie Chavez, concept artist at Disney, and he commented about how the pages were too traditional and dull. I wanted to do a traditional panel layout, like just box, 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 box. So it was 3 tiers, about 3 or 4 boxes each, two or three boxes each, frames per tier. Very traditional, nothing fancy, no overlap. And he pointed that out, and it made me very self-conscious about my decision. So I decided I should probably start doing something fancier with my layouts. And also, I started becoming unhappy with the design choice of the character designs that I had come up with at the time, which kind of looked like this. This kind of like just very simple circles with eyeballs like this, that sort of thing. And a lot of questions about my characters because they were full adults, but they were kind of chibi, so they looked like little kids, but they were supposed to be adults. And so, and at the time, I also started becoming a slightly better artist and started wanting to, and then I kind of did a slight redesign, which complicated the characters just a touch. Needless to say, oh, and then on top of that, I realized that the first comic was fine, but I needed to keep going, and I didn't have a plan for the rest of the thing. And maybe I should have just gone off the cuff, and I should. It got kind of messy as far as the planning of the story, and then and that's what killed it. That's what killed the story. That's what killed the comic. A lot of second guessing. A lot of reworking. I should have just gone with my gut and just done it and not listen to anybody. Just do it. And stuck with it the way it was originally. So, lesson learned. That having been said, recently I was going over through my most current comic, and I absolutely hate it. I really don't like anything that I did. And in the Creative Alchemy comic, mostly some of the character design choices that I had, I'm not happy with now. But and that's not that big a deal. But what really bothers me is the coloring. The coloring is overly done. It's too much. I could have simplified it. It would have made my life a lot easier, and it would have looked better if it was just cleaner and simpler and not so painted. So I may go, if I'm going to continue doing that, I may change some of the character designs a little bit, and I may recolor it, and or not color it at all. Get rid of all the color. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, here's this page. So this is the very first kind of sketches that I did. And see how what I'm saying, where the characters were very, very simple, right? And here's some background design ideas. Here's some background design ideas. Here's some like just kind of layout ideas, like just storytelling shots of the characters. Some more character design ideas for the story. Here's like what the location of the first places that this story was going to take place in. So a couple of quick little concept art sketches of different characters. They were very, very simple. think I should have just stuck with the simplicity, because comics are difficult enough. You just don't want to be there forever. Simple is better. Speed, whatever gets it done is better. This is one very elaborate location that I needed to design. It was extremely complicated. I always do this to myself. I always make these really complicated backgrounds, and then I have to be stuck drawing these complicated backgrounds. But here's the floor map of the place. Here's the one view. Here's the front view when you're walking in. Here's the back view when you open. There's a door here. So this is a different room in this area, in this place. So here's what this place looks like. There's chairs and tables and things like that here. Here's some character explorations of one of the main characters in the story. So this is one of the characters here. Here's another one of the characters. So there's two characters, this one, and then there's the main character. So there's two females, one male. It was meant to be kind of like this cute little love triangle of three friends that got caught in, transported to a different world. Two of the characters were dating, but the best friend of the other girl kind of had a crush on her boyfriend too, but obviously couldn't do anything about it. But at the same time, it was there, and it was just supposed to be like this cute little romantic comedy and a fantasy adventure world hopping thing. So here's more character designs. I think this wasn't for the comic. This was for the comic. This here, this drawing, this page here was just me playing around with like anime tropes, anime shapes and tropes, and like, oh look, they did the eyes, the noses like this, or they do the noses like this sometimes, and with the baby face and the cat face design type of thing going. So that's what that was, just me playing around with the shapes, and that was it. It's just like a exploration of faces, really. And that's it. That's this month's rewards, and that's where all of this stuff is coming from. That's where I was going with this. And then if I'm going to keep going with the sketchbook, which I probably am, there's going to be more other stuff. I think I just go in a different direction in the sketchbook and do other things, or I don't even remember what comes next. But that's this month's rewards. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye. So I'm happy to announce that I now have a new drawing lesson called Drafu Guide to Sketching and Gesture Foundations. It's the beginning of the level 2 information that people have been asking me for the drawing website, which will teach you where to start drawing, what to draw when you draw, how to draw from observation, how to draw from imagination, how to draw what you envision, and how to discover what you ought to envision if you don't have anything specific in mind. So if you find any of this interesting, you could follow the link that you see, or you can go to thedrawingwebsite.com, look under level 2, and you'll find a link there.